Hey, what's up? It's your boy, Noir Ubu, and today we're getting real topical. Okay, we're talking about something topical. The Last of Us 2 remake. It was announced. It's coming out in a few months. I think the announcement came today, as of the recording of this video, the 21st of November. And a lot of people are mad. A lot of people are upset. They're saying the same stuff that they've been saying for years. Sony's dead. The gaming industry is dead. Everyone's creatively bankrupt. Blah 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 blah. You've heard it before, right? But for some reason nowadays, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the Twitter or X bubble I'm in. Maybe it's because of the people that I watch. Whatever the case may be, it seems like conversations like this get a lot more traction, and I see it everywhere. I see it talked about more and more, and it's the idea that, first of all, The Last of Us 2 remastered, right? It's a cash grab. It's sick. It's vile. It's horrible, right? It's gonna murder you. And I think it's a little ridiculous, especially because stuff like this, even if we're looking at something like The Last of Us 2 remastered, this is nothing new. This has been going on for a long time with many different franchises for many different console generations. I don't know why, for some reason, all of a sudden, it's this big deal. And I'm gonna break down basically why this is ridiculous with a few main points. So first of all, it's a $10 upgrade. So if you already own The Last of Us 4, The Last of Us 4, if you already own The Last of Us 2, either via the disc or digitally, which if you don't, you can buy it for probably $10, $20 at this point. It's a $10 upgrade. So already it's like, what are we mad about? Realistically, what are we mad about? I mean, the fact that it's not free. I don't want to say, oh, you're broke if you don't have $10, but even just the idea that it's not free. I think for what they're adding, lost levels. I think it's two levels that were cut from the game. They're adding developer commentary, which is, for someone like me, I think a lot of people can agree, for a game like The Last of Us 2, playing through the game with developer commentary is pretty nice. There's a whole new mode, a whole ass roguelike mode where you can play as all the playable characters from the series. And then on top of that, it's going to look better. It's going to play a little better, 4K, blah, blah, blah. It's going to look 2% nicer. I mean, if you've seen the screenshots, it looks exactly the same, but it's going to load quicker. It's going to be 60 frames. It's going to be resolution, but bigger than that, it's going to have haptics. It's going to have the haptic control of the PS5 controller, which is nice. All that for $10. $10. That's it. Like, they're not asking you to go out and buy the game again for $70. Like, oh, I don't know, every other fucking studio or company that remasters or re-releases a game. Like, literally, if I think about the last two remasters that came out recently, Red Dead Redemption was remastered. It cost $50. They recently added a patch where they added 60 FPS, and this is only for the PS5 version. If you buy Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox Series X, for example, it's 30 frames 4K. They just released Red Dead Redemption again for $50, 4K. Here you go. No 60 frames unless you get the PS5 edition a month later. No one, I mean, people were upset, but people weren't this upset. People were not this mad. People are calling this fucking The Last of Us 2 remastered vile. Like it's a sin on gaming. Like I don't think it's that serious. Even more recently, Metal Gear the Collection Volume 1. It is literally just the Metal Gear games PS2 released in 1080p. You don't even get 4K. You don't even get 4K. It's all in 1080p. In my opinion, this is a little bit worse than what they're doing in The Last of Us 2 Remastered. Granted, you're getting 3 whole games for, I think, $50 or $60, but you're telling me you couldn't have at least made Metal Gear 3 4K 60 frames? I get it. They're remaking the whole fucking game, but like, really? 2023, we're doing 1080p? And this is recent, and no one cared. No one cared. No one cares. But of course, when it comes to Sony and the Last of Us, they put on this. There's such this crazy pedestal that like they can't do shit that everyone else does, right? Like they gotta fucking set the standard, even though they're doing what the standard is. Like a new console generation comes out, the old games that are the best games get remastered. Look at the Switch. Half the fucking Switch library are Wii U games remastered. No one cares. $60. No one cares. But okay. Also, it's business, guys. It's business. Not every single game that is made by a company or Naughty Dog or Sony, it's gonna be made for you. You know why they're remastering The Last of Us 2? Because eventually there's gonna be a Last of Us Season 2, which takes place in the same time frame as The Last of Us 2. They also released The Last of Us Part 1 remake for the PS5. So now with this Last of Us 2 remastered version, there's going to be a PS5 version of The Last of Us 2 along with the PS5 version of The Last of Us 1. It is not that complicated. They're doing this so that when more people get into The Last of Us later down the line, they don't got to worry about, oh, it's the PS4 version. I don't know. I got the PS5. They don't know that it's backwards compatible. They don't know that it's 60 FPS. Blah blah blah. Bro, not everyone is into the weeds. Okay, some people buy a PS5. They buy 2 games, and then maybe down the line they'll fucking buy another one. Okay, that's the target audience for this Last of Us 2 remastered, along with the hardcore fans. It's not that complicated. It's not that serious. Okay, you guys need to grow up. Okay, it's really not that serious. Okay. Also, one more thing, just because Naughty Dog releases a remaster, that doesn't mean that that's all they were working for like the last 3, 4, 5 years, right? I'm pretty sure just because they released The Last of Us remastered, that doesn't mean they should have used their resources towards a new IP or the sequel. It's like, guys, efficiency is a thing, you know, like you gotta be efficient too. You know, you can't just sit on one thing and put all your chips in one thing. You know why? Because if they would have did that, they'd be in the shitter right now, because they put all their chips in this Last of Us factions mode. It basically got canceled, and now that shit probably is never coming out. So there's also that too. So with that said, I'm pretty sure that's the end of the video. I feel like I said what I needed to say. This is a pretty spur of the moment, but it's just like, when are people gonna grow up? Okay? Not everything's about you. Not every game that releases is for you. Okay, The Last of Us 2 remaster. It's a $10 upgrade. It's not that serious. It's not that bad. If you don't like it, don't fucking buy it. Okay. If you do like it, congratulations. Now you can play The Last of Us 2 on your PS5 with fucking haptics. Okay. That's the video. Thank you for watching.